Hey, how's it going guys? It's Mira here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build this really cool looking windmill inside of Minecraft. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is take these blocks from the block list, and then we're going to go ahead and build the floor layout for our main structure of the windmill. Now once we've put this floor layout together, it's time to grab some cobblestone and begin to build our walls for the windmill structure. Now these walls are only going to go up 2 blocks high, and then we're going to move on and build some different walls on the next couple layers. Now later on we are actually going to be detailing these walls with a mixture of other blocks, so a lot of this cobblestone will be recollected later on. Okay, now that we're done with this, let's go ahead and build our next couple layers of walls just like this. Now still using cobblestone, we're going to go ahead into those corners where our polished andesite was and build up all the way until we reach the top of our structure that we've built so far. Now we can take some spruce wood slabs and begin to build on top of the structure that we've built so far. And then coming half a block down, we're going to go ahead and build more slabs coming all the way around to build an overhang, sort of like a miniature roof halfway up the building. Now let's continue on and build the next section of our windmill structure, still using some cobblestone, but this time we're going to build this section up 9 blocks, and we're going to do this all the way around until we've built this funnel-like section of our building. And don't forget to add these blocks on the top here as well. This little triangle shape is going to be used for the roof later on. Now before we move on, we're going to go ahead and build 3 windows on each of these walls that are left over. So we're just going to build 3 blocks with an upside down stair on the top, and then fill that in with some stained glass. And once we've built these windows, we can also add some little shutters just using some oak trapdoors. We're also going to add some little wall bits as well, which are going to support the roof once we build that. Now our structure's still looking a little bit bland, so let's go ahead and take some different blocks and mix them together to add a bit more shape to our building structure. And of course we don't want to forget our doorway as well, just using a couple walls, some slabs, and of course a spruce wood door in our door frame. Now let's move on and begin to decorate the walls like I said earlier, just using a mixture of andesite, mossy cobblestone, and of course we're going to mix in some stone brick as well. Now just by adding a mixture of these blocks, it's going to make our building look so much better than just using our cobblestone as before. Now that we're done with our structure, we're going to move on to building the roof. So let's build a ring of spruce wood blocks all the way around the top of our structure. And now we can go ahead and take some dark oak stairs and begin to build an outline for our roof. Don't forget to leave a gap where we built those blocks before, because this is where the overhang is going to be for our roof. So now just follow carefully as I show you how to build the shape for this roof, as it is a bit different than most roofs that you would be used to building. So we're going to start off with this diamond, and then we're just going to add some slabs in the corners, and then take some stairs and have those stairs pointing inwards towards the block. Now moving on, we're going to create another diamond, this time a bit smaller, and we're going to take some stairs again and just begin to detail this section of the roof with the stairs pointing inwards towards the middle of our roof. And now let's do a 360 just to make sure that you've copied the roof in the way it's supposed to look. So if your roof is looking good, then we can move on to the next section, which is just going to be a normal square. And of course we're going to finish that off with some stairs funneling up to the top, and then we can just finish this off with a small spire using some cobblestone wall, some spruce wood fence, and of course an iron bar on the top to create a spike. Now we can replace some of these blocks with some dark oak, just to create a more defined looking outline for a roof. And now we have a really great looking roof for our windmill. It's time to move on to the next section. Now coming from where we built that overhang or A-frame before, we're going to go ahead and build some dark oak log coming out from the wall 5 blocks. Now once we've built this pillar coming out from the wall, it's time to take some spruce wood fences and build them up 8 blocks from our pillar with a fence gate on the top. Now coming to the right, let's go ahead and build some more of those fences coming up until the top of our structure. Now once we've finished this pattern, we can go ahead and copy this all the way around 3 more times at different angles around our pillar. So once we're done with this, we can go ahead 1 block in front of what we've already done and begin to add some scaffolding. Now you want your scaffolding to follow the same pattern as the fences that you've already done. And then once we're done with this, we can just go ahead and frame that using some spruce wood trapdoors. Now once you're happy with this, we can go ahead and copy the exact same thing all the way around our windmill. It may take you a couple times to figure out how to do this, but just be persistent and eventually you'll get to making this look really good. Okay, now moving on, we're going to create a little cog just made out of spruce wood in front of this that we've already done. And then we can just add 4 grindstones and we can finish off with a stone button. That's going to make it look really, really snazzy. Now before you move on, just make sure that you open each of the gates that we added in the beginning of this section. Now just heading inside our building, let's go ahead and take some more cobblestone and just create some shape inside our interior. Obviously we want to add some light as well, as that's going to make it a lot easier to see what we're actually doing. And of course, once we've created some nice shape inside our interior, we can go ahead and detail these sections so they merge really nicely with the rest of our windmill interior. Now don't forget to detail some of the floor as well, as it may look a little boring just being made out of stone. Okay, so now moving on to our ceiling. let's go ahead and take some dark oak log and begin to build up our ceiling structure just like I am here. So we want to place our logs so they're sort of connecting with each other and leaving a small gap in the middle. And then we can just fill in the rest of these gaps with some spruce wood stairs upside down. But we're going to leave a small hole in the middle, which we're going to see what that's for later on. We're also going to leave another hole, and that's just so we can access the next floor once we come to it. So now to finish off this ceiling, let's go ahead and take some spruce buttons just to add a little more mechanical looking detail to our ceiling, which is going to look really great. So now on our floor, let's break out a 3x3 section where our grindstone is going to be. And this is a functional part of our building, which is going to sort of simulate the area where our wheat is going to be ground into flour. So now where we left that hole in the ceiling, let's go ahead and build the actual mechanical section for our grindstone. And this is going to lead all the way down, and now we can just create a little grindstone out of a dropper, and of course we're going to finish that off with a grindstone. So now let's build a way of accessing our second floor, just adding a couple details and then some ladders, and now we can move on to our next section of the interior. So for our next section of the interior, we're going to go up 3 blocks from the ground level and begin to build our second ceiling. Yet again, we're just using dark oak log to build this ceiling, and then we're going to fill in these remaining gaps just using some spruce wood. Yet again, we want to leave a small gap so that we can access the next floor later on. Now let's go ahead and continue our grindstone shaft into the next floor. And now we can just build a small table with some light on. And remember, it's always good to have your lighting merge with the look of the build. So try to use as little torches as you can. So now moving on to our next floor, let's go ahead and make the ceiling look a lot nicer. At the moment, we just have these holes and gaps in the ceiling, which doesn't really look that great. So just using some upside down stairs, we can go ahead and make this look a lot better. And now we're going to go ahead and add some light as well so that we can see what we're doing. And now we can finish off our mechanical parts for the building, connecting our grindstone shaft to the actual area where our windmill blades are going to be turning. Now we are basically done with the building. The only thing that's left to do is go ahead and detail the building for yourself. And if you are struggling for inspiration on how to do this, here's a little overview of how I decorated my own windmill that could potentially be used in survival or even in creative if you wanted to. And with all that being said, guys, I just want to say thank you for following along this tutorial and making it to the end of the video. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, and I will see you guys next time.